Ah, there you are. And welcome back to another session with Mr. Balls, the sports guru. Here to give you sports perspective, of course, is me, Mr. Balls. Here in our studios, headquartered in Los Angeles, California. And oh my, I hope everybody is ready. We have got a monster of a heavyweight championship fight that's going to be happening later on tonight. And why did Mr. Balls wait until the final moment to release his prediction? Well, there's always a lot to weigh in. And we waited to see how the fighters actually weighed in the weigh-ins yesterday. So, as you know, these are the two undefeated heavyweight. Well, all right, let me take one step back. One of them is the undefeated heavyweight championship of the world, heavyweight champion of the world. The other one is the undefeated lineal heavyweight champion of the world. So two things are on the line. For those of you who don't know, the easy breakdown of what makes a lineal champion is very simple. The man who beat the man, 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 back until the early 1900s. And that line of people and that line of champions leads to, this is the same line that Muhammad Ali is a part of, that so many great fighters are a part of. Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, all these guys were a part of this, has led to Vladimir Klitschko losing to Tyson Fury, giving him not only at that time one of the belts, but the lineal championship as well. Then Tyson Fury, an amazing story. If you don't know the story of Tyson Fury, you will, because they're going to make a movie about him. I believe it's been greenlit, the project, and honestly, it's going to be an amazing film. It's an amazing story. The guy's been through a lot. So you can imagine, he is known, as nickname is the Gypsy King. Tyson Fury, he is a mountain of a man. I believe he's 6'7", has a slightly longer reach, is about 85 inches versus Deontay Wilder, who's 6'6", and has the reach of, I think it's either 81 or 83 inches. Forgive me. Remember, I don't have any stats brought up or nothing. Mr. Balls, I speak from the heart. That's how we get sports perspective, because you gotta look past statistics. You gotta look past analytics. You gotta use them. You gotta look at them. But there's the elements when it comes down to the best ever to do it. There's little things that separate them. And sometimes you can't appreciate those differences on a piece of paper, or in our cases, on our computer screens, or on our cell phones, where we look and we see, why is this fighter better? Why is that fighter better? The tail of the tape doesn't give that here. So they fought once in 2018, which a lot of you know. If you haven't already, go to YouTube. PBC, Premier Boxing Champions, they put the first fight on for free. If you haven't seen that, you need to go see it. I recommend skipping the first 7 rounds. I'm not going to lie, not the most active 7 rounds. It's a lot of feeling each other out. You can kind of debate over who won what round, but honestly, it's so thin between the difference of the fighters that it's really boring too. Even the 8th round, not that much fun. Everything starts to pick up in round number 9, okay? In the 9th round, basically, Tyson Fury gets caught off balance when Deontay Wilder gives him a good hit. Nothing major, not the strongest knockout punch we've ever seen from Deontay, but a good hit, and it definitely woke up the fight. Knocks down Tyson Fury in the 9th round. Easily gets up, because as I said, it wasn't a devastating punch by any means, but it was the first knockdown, the first real action in this fight. And up until that moment, I would agree that Tyson Fury has won more rounds leading up to the 9th round. Then Deontay Wilder wins the 9th round by knocking him down. The 10th and 11th round kind of woke up Tyson Fury, this knockdown, woke him up. He came back and he was like, I'm ready. Starts sticking out his tongue, starts hitting himself in the face. You gotta love Tyson Fury. This guy is game. This guy is a fighter. He deserves to be where he is, all right? They get to the 12th round, and I really agree with the decision here. If Deontay Wilder doesn't do something in this 12th round, he's going to lose this fight. And that's what he did, actually. So early in the round, Deontay Wilder, a beautiful 1-2 combination. Right hand, which is his premier shot. He has the best right hand in boxing. Right hand with the left hook as he's going down to finish him. He's kissing his wife. He's crossing him out. This fight is over. There you go, my love. That's Deontay Wilder to his wife. Looks over. Fury has one knee up, looking straight up at the sky. Looks like the eyes rolled into the back of his head. You watch this in slow motion around count 5. It looks like his eyes come back into his head, right? They just like, shoom, 5. 6 starts getting up as if God is pulling him up. 7, 8, 9. By the time he's at 9, he's legitimately up looking at the ref. And the ref's like, walk back to the corner, walk back to me. It's like, are you good to go? Passed every test by any means. No controversy at all. Deontay Wilder's looking at him like, what? Like, wow. You know, you got to understand, Deontay Wilder, 42-0-1 with 41 knockouts. The best knockout percentage in boxing history. We're talking about the most lethal knockout puncher we've ever seen. In terms of the numbers, that's what that says. This guy will knock you out. He has knocked out every single fighter he has stepped into the ring. I know what you're saying, but Mr. Balls, you just said 41-0-1 with 40 knockouts, which means 2 fights he didn't knock the guy out. Well, it was Stavern, who was the one guy who went the distance with Deontay Wilder. They went 12 rounds. Deontay Wilder won the decision. They had a rematch down the road, all right? They had Stavern Wilder 2. You can look this up. It's not a very long fight. Don't worry, you're not going to lose a lot of your time. 3 times in the first round, Deontay Wilder knocks down Stavern. Done. You are done. Knocked out. The one guy that went the distance, when he got a rematch, when he got a second opportunity, first round, Deontay Wilder brought the fury. He even said, I had been waiting to fight you again because it was the one that got away. But Deontay Wilder was able to save on his reputation that every single man that has gotten in the ring with Deontay Wilder has been knocked out by him. No other fighter can say that. None. There is no one else with that resume. All right? Like, there's no one else where it's every fighter that you fought was knocked out. You know what I mean? There's just nobody, and I don't know if he's gonna finish that way because each fight is he's already at the top of the mountain, and each fight is like getting to another step. It's like starting to float into midair at this point. And now we're all waiting to see, because whoever wins this fight should definitely fight the only other champion out there. You understand? There's 4 major belts in boxing, right? So the one that Deontay Wilder has is the WBC. But you've got the other 3 belts that are held by none other than Anthony Joshua in England. Younger guy, good champion, looks the part, right? He got upset by Andy Ruiz. That was a big deal. Then he came back and Andy Ruiz embarrassed himself. And then Anthony Joshua was able to reclaim his three belts, which was, of course, he had the rematch clause. He knew if I mess up on this guy, I'm going to get another chance and get my belts back. He got his belts back. All right. And I don't think he's going to, if he fights Ruiz the 3rd time, that's another that's another session with Mr. Balls. Anthony Joshua, I don't really want to talk about him right now because this isn't about Joshua. This is about Wilder and Fury. So everyone wants to know, well, who's going to win? Well, Mr. Balls, who do you think's going to win this fight? And if you look around Las Vegas, the odds makers, they're split in the middle. I've seen some casinos that they have Fury as the slightest of slight favorites, and I've seen some that have Wilder as the slightest of slight favorites, which basically means if you're with your friends and you go, I'm taking this guy, I'm taking that guy, it's a fair bet. There's no clear favorites here today. And the reason is Fury's the better boxer, which he proved in the first fight. He has better moves, but here's the thing. Deontay Wilder never lost a match, and he's usually not the best boxer. That's not what he is. When you're watching a Deontay Wilder fight, it's different. It's kind of like watching a Floyd Mayweather fight, but different, right? The difference is this. You know when you're watching Floyd, you're going to watch something different. If it's a close match, he's going to play ultra defensive, and he's going to outpoint his opponent, and he's going to get the decision at the end. He's not knocking anyone out. We're talking about Floyd Mayweather, man. He's out to make his money and keep that 0. I've never lost. The money, the best ever, the money team, all that nonsense, right? So that's why Floyd isn't one of the greatest, because he doesn't bring us the good fights. Best defensive fighter ever in the history of boxing. I'll give him that, right? Exciting? Not at all. Not good, exciting boxing by any means. Deontay Wilder, right? Different animal. This guy doesn't box very well. He's actually gotten better. He has gotten better. I've been watching Deontay Wilder a long time. His jab is a lot better than it was before. I think people heavily underestimate the jab that Deontay Wilder has. And they actually jabbed about the same amount of times in the first fight between Fury and Wilder. And Fury is considered a far superb boxer than Deontay Wilder. But what Deontay Wilder is the most dangerous human being on the planet. He has a right hand, and you're going to watch him when he walks into the ring. He goes, he cocks it. gets it ready like a shotgun. He's like, I'm going to shotgun blast this right hand into your face, all right, with a tremendous force that knocks people over. They did a wonderful thing on ESPN with the pre-hype. They had a really nice demographic that shows you the science behind it. They said it's about 1,500 pounds of pressure located in the size of your wallet. That's how powerful Deontay Wilder is. It's the equivalent of Derrick Henry, the running back, trucking over somebody in the size of a fist on your face. And that's a lot of power, okay? Most powerful puncher in the heavyweight division. Both guys' last fight, okay, coming off of different situations. Tyson Fury was a little out of shape. If you watch, he's a little flabby. And he weighed about 200, and I want to say it was 257 pounds or 256 pounds. Yeah, it's about that. Maybe a little less. Somewhere in the 250 middles, all right? Middle 250s. My point is this. He comes in. Tyson Fury, all right? Bless him. Bless him. This man became depressed, went through some serious issues in his life, got into drugs, almost committed suicide, all right? The story is a story for another take. He almost killed himself. That's a serious matter. And all jokes aside, forget sports, forget anything. When something like this happens, that's when you hope that somebody gets help. And Tyson Fury said that God saved him, gave him another chance at life. He lost 100 pounds. He had exploded to about 370 pounds. Got back into shape. Said he's going to do what he loves, which is boxing. Gets back into shape. Gets one little tune-up fight. Then he comes and he has because he's the undefeated champ. Immediately he gets a shot at Deontay Wilder. Also, Anthony Joshua wouldn't fight Deontay Wilder, or if you're talking to Joshua, Deontay Wilder wouldn't realistically come to contract agreements against Anthony Joshua. And the point is, the fight never happened. So what's the next best fight out there? Because Deontay Wilder, give him credit, he's always like, well, who wants to fight me? Because on his way up, everyone was scared of Deontay Wilder. And I get why. But at the top, people are still kind of scared of him, but he is the champ, so people want a shot at him. The only one who doesn't seem to really want the shot, because he claims he's not getting paid enough money, is Anthony Joshua, and that's why they haven't fought. Now, Tyson Fury comes back. Deontay Wilder's like, well, I can't fight Joshua. There is one other guy out there who has a claim to the title, and that's Tyson Fury. So Wilder gave him the opportunity. After the first fight, and they drew, there's a really good sportsman moment, something that goes beyond sports, because gotta remember, this is about sports perspective. And that's when they hug each other, they embrace each other, they give each other credit, and Tyson Fury thanks Deontay Wilder for the opportunity to fight him. Tyson Fury showed up. This man is game. He talks it too. They both got big mouths. They're both not scared to say what they think. Fury might say a little too much, in my opinion, only because I love it, and it's the way you should be. It's like Muhammad Ali style talking, So Fury's biggest strength is this: evasion. I don't know if that helps you, like it was necessary, but it's to evade. If you watch, only him and Muhammad Ali have the same speed of evasion when it comes to backing away from the punch. His reaction speed is elite. It's amongst the best ever to do it, which is why it's hard for Wilder to get a real flush right hand on Fury. This is what led to the first fight being as tough as it was. So after he's bobbing and weaving and punches are going all around him except for straight on his face, he hits you with a couple counters, he gets his points, and he's a big man. We're talking about 273 pounds. And that last fight, 250 plus coming at you. So even if you don't look ripped, you don't have the biggest muscles, he's hitting you with some weight. So there's power there. So what ends up happening, 12th round comes, 1-2, he gets knocked down, Fury, he gets up. Amazing. How does somebody get up from a Deontay Wilder? I mean, because it was a good punch. It was like most lesser men are done. You know what I mean? If Deontay Wilder's like, this guy's done, everyone thinks he's done. His own trainer, Fury's own trainer, was like, oh no, I got to check my fighter. He might be done. Fury gets up. Just like Fury got back from the lowest moments in his life, which is why he's so happy. He's like, boxing is boxing. It's fun. That's why I'm out here. I'm just happy to be alive at this point. You guys don't even know. That's Fury's attitude. He has no fear. Genuinely, Fury does not fear Wilder, which is why he does so well against him. Most guys can come at you and they say, oh, I'm not scared of that guy or whatever. Anthony Joshua, it's questionable if he's scared of Deontay Wilder. But I can tell you right now, Tyson Fury, whether it's just because he doesn't realize he should be scared or what, or he's a man. He's a fighter. He is a champion. He has the heart of a champion. No one can question the heart. He has the biggest heart when it comes to I'm getting back up. He's proven it in the ring, outside the ring, every way you can. So Tyson Fury is a champion, and he's not scared of Deontay Wilder. Legitimately not frightened at all by Deontay Wilder. All right? So anyways, to get to the point, and to bring all this into conclusion, Mr. Balls was waiting. I have a lot of information I have to digest before a fight, because there's so many factors. And this is why when we saw the Andy Ruiz, the rematch, if you watched it, you're a boxing fan, you know what I'm talking about. He showed up 15 pounds overweight, but it wasn't the right kind of 15 pounds. He looked flabbier. He looked soft. He looked like he's been eating too many Snickers and drinking too many beers and having too much fun because he just became the champion for the first time in his life. Tyson Fury has done the best training he claims the best training he's ever done. He looks to be in impeccable shape at 273. He didn't take his shirt off in the weigh-in. I'm wondering why. People are thinking maybe he was hiding that his body is looking kind of soft. I think it's the opposite. I think he wants to shock Wilder and show how strong he's gotten, and he wants to actually show it at the fight. So I do think we're going to get Tyson Fury at his best tonight is what we're going to see. Physically at his best. Now, Deontay Wilder in the first fight, he had just come down with an illness like a flu right before the fight, lost a lot of weight right before the fight. He came in about 17 pounds less going into that fight. But if you look in that fight, not an ounce of fat on him. Now Deontay Wilder is healthy, weighed in at a solid 231 pounds going into this fight. He has got all his muscle ready to go. He is locked, lethal, dangerous. All that power is there. He wasn't sick in this camp. He also had a stellar camp, and he knows how to prepare. He has done it 43 times. 43 times. He knows what he's doing. And Wilder looks calm. He looks like I know what needs to be done. He looks like a champ who is not scared at all. They both. There is no edge that I am seeing before this fight. I see a draw. When it comes to who gained more weight, who gained more athletic weight, it's a draw. Who's scared? It's a draw. Who's ready for this fight? It's a draw. Just like the first fight, everything is tied. So we're talking about the thinnest of margins. Vegas, everybody, all the odds makers. Who's going to win? We don't know. We don't know. So Mr. Balls, I'm forced. I have to make a choice. And it's tough for me. I respect both of these fighters. I like both of these fighters. I got to take emotions aside. The Bronze Bomber versus the Gypsy King. What wins? And I like the band the Gypsy Kings. So that's like an emotional thing where I was like, I know those guys. I'm friends with the guys in the Gypsy Kings. So I was like, man, I want to root for the guy who's called himself the Gypsy King. But man, I've been watching the Bronze Bomber. He is a bad dude. He knocks everyone out. He's American. I'm American. Like naturally, I want to get behind the American fighter. So all that is there. But I can't think emotionally. That's not how you come to a decision of who's going to win. Can't do it on emotion. Got to do it with logic. So, Mr. Ball's logic from all my years and perspective of watching sports and boxing, because I've watched a lot of boxing. You know, I'm not shocked. There's actually a lot of people that agree with this perspective. A lot of the pros do. Dan Raphael at ESPN agrees with what I'm about to say. Oh, I think Max Kellerman did as well. I'm not sure. I didn't see what Max's ultimate prediction was. But I'll tell you this. Those are just respected guys. I trust those guys and their opinions when it comes. They've been consistent over a long period of time. Forget all that. Who's going to win? Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. At the end of the day, I love Tyson Fury. Great guy. Awesome guy for boxing. Awesome heavyweight champion. But I do think at the end of the day, Deontay Wilder is going to knock out another fighter that got in the ring with him. And he will still go on as the guy who's knocked out every fighter he has faced. And the reason is this. It's such a thin margin of error. Tyson Fury, we don't know if he's lying or telling the truth. He says in this fight, he's not going to hang back and box. He says he's going to go after Deontay, make him uncomfortable for those first 2 rounds, and he says, I'm going to knock out Wilder in the second round. First of all, sports perspective moment here. Don't trust whatever the fighters say. They may claim, I'm going to knock you out in the first. Rarely does it happen. I'm knock you out in the second. Rarely does that even happen. They never nail the round that they're going to do it. There's too many factors into it, and they're not factoring in the other guy has a plan too. But like Mike Tyson said, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. And that's what we're going to see here. Tyson Fury is not going to go after Deontay Wilder because the minute that he does, Wilder's going to chin check him. And he's going to feel that power, and he's going to be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's harder than last fight. Yeah, it's going to be 17 pounds harder. So it's going to be much stronger, right? The pressure is going to be coming from Deontay Wilder is going to be stronger, faster, better, all around. He's healthier this time, all right? And he's going to feel that early. And he's going to resort to what he knows best. I'm going to box this man. So he's going to start boxing him. Last fight, it came down to the closest of margins. Could it be the same to the 12th round? We might go into the same scenario. We might, where Fury's a little ahead on the cards, and then Wilder is going to have to knock him out in the 12th round. And who knows, maybe Fury plays it smarter if he gets to that point. I don't think that's what's going to happen. It is a possible scenario. I think what's going to happen in this fight is this. Fury's going to come out aggressive in the beginning. Wilder is going to chin check him. Go back to resort to previous boxing. Then, middle of the fight, I'm going to say around round 7, okay? Could be 8. For some reason, 8 is screaming to me. But round 7 or 8, I could be wrong, but this is my take. Round 7 or 8, Deontay Wilder is going to catch Fury with a devastating one that we're going to watch this knockout over and over again. It's going to be such a devastating punch. And we're going to see the best version of Tyson Fury we've ever seen go down. Now, keep in mind, neither of these men has never been knocked out in the ring. Neither of them. So if that happens, do not discredit, do not undersell what we just witnessed. Because Deontay Wilder's never even been knocked down that I'm aware of. I tried to find out. I looked it up. Has he even been knocked down? Look, Deontay Wilder's chin is solid. It is rock solid. And if Tyson Fury thinks that him, who is not known for knocking people out, is going to go and just knock out Deontay Wilder, think again, man. Luis Ortiz is a better knockout puncher than you. He flushly hit Deontay Wilder, and Wilder kept going. This guy is not easy to knock out, and he has a proven chin. So it's not going to happen in Mr. Ball's perspective. Not going to happen. But what can happen is this. Deontay Wilder was this close to knocking out Fury last time. Now he has another fight to think about things. He's coming in healthier, okay? Both men gained the 17 pounds, so there's no advantage. So Tyson Fury thinking, I'm coming in 17 pounds heavier, but stronger and all that, it's not going to make a difference. So is Deontay. And because he kept that tie, Deontay did what was necessary. He met the pre-game setup that Fury did. What he thought might give him an edge, didn't. And the reason is because Deontay Wilder responded and stayed healthy and got to his premium shape, ready to go for the biggest fight of either of their careers. And if Anthony Joshua doesn't fight the winner of this fight, then he is a coward, and he's going to prove it to the boxing world, because that's what's at stake here. We need a unification fight. So, because the world needs that fight, we need Joshua Wilder. We need that fight. And now Wilder will come in as not only the WBC champion, but he will also be the lineal champion of the world. Woo-hoo! That gives me the chills. I can't wait. So, Mr. Balls loves boxing. I hope you do too. If you're a boxing fan, you know most of the points that I just made. If you have any questions, leave them there at the bottom. Comment, like, and subscribe. Let's grow this community. It's just getting started, but this is the take before the big fight tonight. Wilder Fury 2. Wilder. Knockout in the 8th. Damn. That's going to be the take here. So we're going with that. Enjoy the fight. Anyway, you can watch it. It's on the ESPN app Plus, and it's on Fox Sports' app. Like $80, man. It's not cheap. So get together with a couple of friends, buy the fight, and enjoy it. It's going to be a memorable one. It's only the 6th time that we have had 2 undefeated champions fighting for the belt. This doesn't happen often, folks. Enjoy it. The most anticipated heavyweight boxing match in a long time. Probably since, I'm going to say, Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson. And one more thing before I go. For all those people out there, I've talked to some people, I respect their opinion, and I've heard them say, yeah, well, these 2 fighters, whatever, they're no good, or or you know, they're not. If Muhammad Ali fought them, then you know they'd have no chance. Yeah, I could say that about anybody, right? Like if anybody got in the ring with Muhammad Ali, you'd be like, yeah, Ali's gonna win, right? I mean, few people. The one that we would sit theoretically and talk in a GOAT conversation is Tyson Ali. Tyson in his prime versus Ali in his prime. Who wins, right? And that's like a whole big conversation. And then, you know, people are like, you can analyze that fight. But it was the great champion Mike Tyson, who I just saw recently in an interview. He said it best because they said to him that they asked him this very question. Mike, if you got in the ring with these guys, because Tyson Fury says that he would beat you. Tyson Fury said that. And they asked Mike Tyson, so what do you think? Because Tyson Fury says if he fought you, he would mop you up. He's named after you. And so he was like, well, I hope Mike Tyson, who's so chill these days, he's like, well, I hope that's what they said. He said, because they're the heavyweight champs. He's like, you know, he goes, all that stuff doesn't matter. Ali, me against these guys, it doesn't matter. Because these guys are the heavyweight champs today. And you need to give him credit for being in that position. And he's absolutely right. Mike Tyson's going to go down as a guru before he dies. Because he has transformed himself and embraced guru-ness. And he understands sports perspective now. Better than he did when he was an athlete. Now he's taking a step back. And he says a lot of wise things. He's still crazy. He still has that funny laugh. I love it. It's crazy. It's so eccentric, his laugh, right? But Mike Tyson, there's something about his spirit that looks more center. And when he talks, he speaks the truth. And he said it doesn't matter, all that stuff. Because this is the heavyweight champ. These guys are. And they better embrace it and they better enjoy it because it's only for so much time. Then everything changes. So right now, they better think, because if I'm the heavyweight champ, I'm going to think I can beat anybody too. So he says Tyson Fury should say he could beat me. Deontay Wilder should say he can beat Muhammad Ali. Because they are the heavyweight champs. So enjoy it. Don't get into those ridiculous, these guys, they don't have the resumes of, okay, all right, you know what? That's the undefeated heavyweight champ right now of the world. And he's fighting another dude who's an undefeated heavyweight champion. Let's watch this. Let's enjoy this. Have a couple of beers, drink your whiskey, drink your scotch, smoke whatever you smoke, do whatever you do, but get together with some family, watch this fight. You know, this is what boxing is all about. So embrace it. And I'll see you guys next time. Adios.